Hi, my name is Danny with Athens Dog Training. We're here today to talk about basic obedience. In our last video, we did look, sit, down, and come. This video, we're going to practice some more basics like stay. We're going to use those behaviors we used in the last video to really help us obtain a good, strong stay. Stay can be a life-saving behavior when used properly. You can use stay in multiple situations that can help save your dog's life. If your dog was going to cross the street or was going to get in any type of danger, a good strong stay should have your dog stopping on a dime exactly where they're at until you go and get them. The big mistake a lot of first-time handlers make is by asking for too much too soon with stay. Trying to just tell their dog to stay and then moving really far away, or by dropping food and telling the dog to stay. What you want to do to begin with is just stay, reward, and then add steps from there. Failure begets failure, success begets success. So why don't we start with the easy success of all, of just saying stay, reward. The dog didn't move, the dog stayed, the dog did exactly what you wanted to. So you can reward them and mark it with the cue word stay. But after a while, what you need to do is gradually increase your distance, one step at a time. When doing stay, you never want to recall your dog because you're not practicing stay then, you're practicing recall. And if you did give him a stay and call him, you're going to weaken your stay. What you want to do is go get them. Let me give you a scenario. Say my dog did wander up these stairs somehow. There's a lot of dangers and pitfalls up there. What I want to do is tell him to stay right where he is. Now I can go up and safely get him and bring him down. Leave It is designed to get your dog to not take poison. Poop, grapes, chocolate, anything that could be hazardous to your dog, you should be able to tell them leave it, and they leave that alone and don't even try to touch it anymore. What you don't want to use Leave It for is for their toys, your children, anything that they can sometimes have, because that's very confusing. You want to make it very clear that Leave It is you can never have it. When you say leave it, the dog should leave it alone and look to you. The way we're going to do this is we're going to start with a clenched fist that we're going to mark as poison. In the other hand, we're going to have a bunch of treats. In the poison hand, we're going to have a treat also, but it's going to be different from the reward treats. We're going to have a treat hand behind her back, the poison hand in front, and present the poison hand. As the dog attempts to try and get to it, we're just going to hold it still. Don't snatch. Leave it right there. Let the dog actively try and get to it. As soon as the dog stops actively trying to get to the food, we're going to say, leave it, and switch our hands and reward them with the good food. Bring it back. Dog actively tries to get at it. When the dog leaves it alone, leave it. There's going to come a point where you present the poison and the dog doesn't even try and get to it. We're going to say, leave it and reward, and now we know we can move on to the next step. Once your dog is actively leaving alone the closed fist, you're going to up the ante. You're going to crack your hand just a little bit. Present it. If the dog tries to get to it, snap it closed. Don't use any commands yet. When he leaves it alone, crack it open. If he tries to get to it, you snap it closed. Once we get to a point where we just present the cupped hand and the dog leaves it alone, we're going to say leave it, switch hands, reward, and then you can move on to the next level. So once you have the cupped hand, now you can start commanding. The way we're going to command is we're going to have flat palm now. So as I present the treat on the flat palm to the dog, I'm going to say, leave it. If the dog tries to get to the food, we're going to snap our palm closed. If the dog continues to leave it, I'm going to reward. If he does not, I'm going to snap it closed again. We want to continue to do this until we can hold the treat on a flat palm. So now we can move on to the next step, which is setting the treat on the ground. As we place the treat on the ground, we're going to say leave it and make our hand like a cage. If the dog tries to get to the treat, we're going to slap the palm flat so the dog can't get to it. So we make the cage, dog tries to get to it, slap it down, we bring it back up. If the dog leaves the caged hand alone, we reward. After we have it where we can set the food down, make the cage, and the dog doesn't even try and get to it, now we're going to set the food down and hover our hand. If the dog leaves it alone, we're going to reward. If the dog tries to get it, we're going to slap the palm down still. We're going to keep doing this until we can set the treat down, the dog doesn't try and get it, we reward, we pick up the treat. Today we practiced stay and leave it, 2 behaviors that can save your dog's life. Practice those every day, everywhere. That way when a real life situation happens, it'll work. Follow us on Facebook at facebook.com/Athens Dog Training LLC and check out our website, athensdogtrainingllc.com.